Soil health check number 2. So this area over here has been 4 years of no-till beans into strip-till corn kind of rotation. So 2 years no-till, 2 years strip-till, alternating back and forth. And this is an example of why I'm moving to soil health. So when we first kneel down here, in the strip here, you know, that ground is super fluffy, looking good. It's dark today because it's wet. But over here, Indian Lincoln logs, I guess is what them are called. Over here, we can feel the compaction. The worm is new. Worms are very new over here. So the sand here, it's a very loamy sand. There's a lot of clay content. That is why a lot of farms, the new 120-acre cornfield to me, they actually mined a lot of sand out of that farm so they could build roads in the area, because our sand has great loam content, which makes a great compaction base layer. But it's an irritant when your goal is to have fluffy soil. So in the past, what we do is we would take, you could see it on any tillage equipment, so we'd do our normal tillage program, and then, like I said before, any wheel track would be packed. You'd have poor water infiltration and stuff. So what were their results? Worms per cubic foot, they found one worm per cubic foot, which is extremely poor health. They found a lot of compaction layers, 3, 4, 6, and 9 inches, which I would believe I've experienced that all my life. There is no argument there. The water infiltration check. Now, you see the granule, you know, I've showed you in other videos, the large granule soil here. But because of the clay content, it gets smeary and seals up. One test, they just had to call it because there was zero infiltration. So you were well less than a ½ inch of rain in an hour that the ground could take. Some of the spots got up to several inches per hour. Very highly variable, and maybe that's why we see what we see. You got a good corn, then you got a dip in corn, then you got good corn, then you got a dip in corn, and maybe that's why we see that, because of the highly variable structure to the soil. And the soil structure, there was none. The only good thing going, the really positive thing, let me dip out of the wind here, is we had good soil life as far as the micro life. You know, if we pulled a plant out, you would see good bug life on them roots. I wonder if we can pull a oat here. You know, see, you got a lot of the micro life holding that dirt, creating the glue, keeping it to the roots. So we do have good life to transfer nutrients to our plant, but we're lacking everything else to promote that life. So in a soybean crop, you know, this soil in between the rows is exposed a lot longer. You're going to have a lot of lack of or death of soil life in that. So now we need to figure out how to get that pasture mix up over here so we can fast forward this ground. Just take 20-acre strips and just start marching across the farm every year with a 20-acre strip. I'm really excited for this storm system to come on out. But yeah, so the soil health check was everything failed miserably, except for good micro life. So that's awesome. That is awesome. It gives us kind of a virgin starting point. Like, here's square one. So now next year, this first 20 acres from the road heading west will be the pasture. So we'll do just like that pasture. We'll seed it in the spring, and it's going to grow up. And the early July, like right now, late June, depending on the growth of the pasture and the number of cattle, then we will just bring the cattle on it and let them have at it. If we only have a half a dozen cows or steers next spring, well, then they can get out here a lot earlier, because there'll be just that much more pasture for them, and it's a non-concern of overgrazing. the pasture's going to outgrow them anyhow. But yeah, so next year we know right where we're starting. So then it'll be fun the following spring, you know. So we're already talking the spring of 2020. It'd be super fun then to do the soil health check again and see in 1 year what did we gain. But yeah, so that's the summary here. Everything failed. So we got a lot of improvement to do. That's that.